It's the end of May, so that means I have another book wrap up for you guys. Stick around and I'll tell you all about it. I read 4 books this month. The first book was Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead. Unfortunately, I don't feel like I retained as much of this book as I wanted to or as much as it deserves. So I may be going back to reread this because I think it's a very important book. It was about slavery. It followed a character named Cora. I think part of the reason I had so much trouble with it was because there was constant change of perspective, and that made the story a little bit difficult for me to follow. Another book I read this month was Quiet by Susan Cain, and it's Quiet, The Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking. This was an incredible book. As an introvert, I feel like I learned so much about myself, and I did do an in-depth review, so I will also link that below. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. I think it's great for introverts and extroverts alike. You should definitely pick it up. I'm sure you'll learn some excellent information from it. The third book I read this month is A Life in Parts by Bryan Cranston. Now, I haven't watched too much of Breaking Bad. I think I may have left off at the later end of the 2nd season, or maybe possibly even started the 3rd, but I've been on a memoir kick, and so my husband and I decided to pick this up and listen to the audiobook. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. There were some pretty major Breaking Bad spoilers in there, so that's something to be aware of. But he talks about his life, he talks about growing up, he talks about his relationship with his parents and his brother, and how he came to be an actor, and he's got a lot of really good tips in there for acting, so I know my husband really appreciated that. Bryan Cranston seems like a pretty well-rounded dude that's got his shit together, and I really enjoyed reading about his life. And the last book that I read this month was Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson. Jenny Lawson is also known on the internet as the Bloggess, and she's been blogging for a while. Now, I haven't read any of her previous books, but Furiously Happy feels like a culmination of blog posts. I liked this and didn't like this both at the same time. I think that format kind of allows you to pick it up and put it down as you wish, but it's definitely not like reading a story. In Furiously Happy, she talks a lot about her mental illness and her train of thought, and in the beginning I thought it was really funny just to hear the way she thought of things, but as time went on, and because I was listening to the audiobook, I started having trouble. Her thoughts and her train of thought started triggering my own anxiety. So I found that towards the end I had to listen to it in bits and pieces, and I couldn't kind of listen to the whole thing. I found myself feeling like I needed to turn her thoughts off, like they were just racing all the time. And while that happens to people and I get it, I just needed to pause every once in a while to give myself a break. I have my own racing thoughts, so hearing somebody else's racing thoughts all the time was a little bit much for me. But the book was still good. I enjoyed it. I laughed. It was interesting. I really appreciated her honesty in regards to what she goes through in her day-to-day. So what did you guys read this month? Or what should I read next? Be sure to leave a comment below. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so that you'll be notified when we upload new videos. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.